Do you know what this action is called in English? What about this? How do you say this word in English? Did you just say chef? No. What about this word? Onion? No. The pronunciation of this word is actually very tricky. Do you know how to say this? What is the opposite of sharp? Like when we say a sharp knife, what is the opposite of that? What about lose weight? What is the opposite of lose weight? All these questions will be answered in this very video. Hello everybody, my name is Arash. I am a college professor of English in Canada. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button now. There is a lot to learn. In this video, you are going to learn a lot of important English words about cooking. Let's get started. All right, so part A is advice for cooks. Very important. Well, you know that cook is a verb, right? Like I cook, you cook, he cooks, she cooks, right? It's a verb, but it can also be a noun. A person who is cooking is also called a cook. So anyone who is cooking is a cook. I know a lot of people are using this word in the wrong way because they use cooker to mean someone who cooks, and that is wrong. In British English, cooker is this. So it's something that you use, it's an appliance that you use for cooking. In American English, we say stove. So stove in American English, cooker in British English. Anyways, cooker is not a person. So what do we call a person who cooks? A cook. Or if they are professional, we say a chef. A chef. CH here is pronounced like chef. So once again, a professional cook is a chef. Now, what is advice? Advice is an opinion that you give someone about what they should do about something. So that is advice. Like important points or tips that you need to know. Let's read the sentences of Unit 25 of the book Oxford Word Skills. Here we go. Recipes aren't always perfect. Recipes aren't always perfect. But the most important thing is to have good ingredients. To have good ingredients and plenty of flavor. Plenty of flavor. Recipes aren't always perfect, but the most important thing is to have good ingredients and plenty of flavor. So the first word here is recipe. You can see that the pronunciation of this word is very tricky. Recipe. Let's read the definition. A set of instructions that tells you how to cook something. Like first do this, second do that, after that, next, finally. These are the steps, right, that you can find in a recipe. So here it says recipes aren't always perfect, but the most important thing is to have good ingredients. So what is important? To have good ingredients. What is ingredient? You have to say the ingredient part louder. Ingredients. So what is ingredient? One of the items of food you need to make something to eat. That is ingredient. And plenty of flavor. Now, what is plenty of? What is plenty of? It means a large amount. So, a large amount means plenty of. Or we can say as much of something as you need. As much of something as you need. That could also be plenty of. So plenty of what? Flavor. What is flavor? How food or drink tastes. That is flavor. How food or drink tastes. The taste of food or drink is flavor. Flavor. Plenty of flavor means a lot of, a large amount of flavor. What are some flavors? Like sweet, like sour, like spicy. These are some of the flavors. Let's move on to the next sentence. Develop your skills and learn to slice vegetables in the proper way. Proper way. Always invest in good quality knives. Invest in, and keep them sharp. Develop your skills and learn to slice vegetables in the proper way. Always invest in good quality knives and keep them sharp. So the first word here is skill. The ability to do something well is your skill. The ability to do something well. For example, if you can play the piano well, that's a skill. If you can speak English well, that is a skill. The next word is a verb. Slice. Slice is a verb and it means cut meat, vegetables, bread, etc. and so on into thin, flat pieces. Look at this. This is slicing. So slice what? Vegetables. J sound. Vegetables. Slice vegetables in the proper way. Next word is proper. What is proper? Right, suitable, or correct. Suitable, American English, suitable or correct. That is proper. Proper way means the right way, the correct way. The next word is invest in. Always invest in good quality knives. Invest in means buy something. Very important. I don't think you can find this in a dictionary. It's hard to find it in a dictionary. So listen to this. Buy something, especially something that you will need and use a lot. That is invest in. Buy something. So buy something, especially something that you will need and use a lot. That is invest in. So listen to the sentence. Always invest in good quality knives. Knives is the plural form of knife. So knife is one. Knives is more than one. Do you know any other words like this? Like what? Yes, like life. Life and lives. That is plural. Yes, loaf and loaves. Loaves is something that we studied in the last unit, right? Loaf is singular. Loaves is plural. Shelf, shelves. Self, selves. Thief, thieves. So knives is the plural form of knife. It says always invest in good quality knives, which means try to buy something, especially something that you need. What here? Here referring to knives, right? So buy good knives that you will need a lot to use in the future and keep them sharp. Sharp means with an edge or point that cuts or makes holes easily. Cuts easily. What is the opposite of sharp? Blunt. So a knife can be blunt, a blunt knife, or a sharp knife. Which one can cut easily? Yes, a sharp knife. And finally, the last sentence on this page. You have a responsibility to look after people who are dieting to lose weight or who are on a special diet. So the first word here is responsibility. Ability takes the primary stress. You should say louder. Responsibility, responsibility, responsibility. It means something that you must do to look after somebody or something so that it is your fault if something goes wrong. So when you take responsibility and something goes wrong, then you should say why this happened, for example, and it will be your fault. You have a responsibility to look after people, take care of people who are dieting. So diet here is a verb. It can be a noun, but here it is used as a verb. Who are dieting to lose weight. Let me read the spotlight, which is very important. A person's diet is the food that they eat. So, if we say diet, it doesn't mean that someone is trying to lose weight necessarily. No. It can be what? The food that they eat. That's a person's diet. Now, it can be a balanced diet, which means all the right food the body needs. That's a balanced diet. So, if you're getting all the foods that your body needs, you are on a balanced diet. Or a bad diet. A bad diet means too much of the wrong food, too much fast food, too much junk food. That is a bad diet. Some people diet, go on a diet, or are on a diet, which means eating less to lose weight. So, these three actually mean the same thing here, right? So, diet, go on a diet, and to be on a diet mean the same thing. Eating less to lose weight. That is to go on a diet, and to be on a diet. Are you on a diet? Is your diet a balanced diet or it's a bad diet? So if you are the cook, you have a responsibility to look after, take care of people who are dieting, who are on a diet to lose weight. You have a responsibility. That's what it means. All right, that was part A. Now let's move on to part B, which is recipe for cottage pie. What is cottage pie? It's a traditional British food. Now let's take a look at the ingredients. 300 grams. So G here, gram, right? And because it's 300, we say 300 grams. Minced beef. Minced beef. You can see minced beef in the picture. Beef is the meat from a cow, right? So minced beef is this. The next ingredient is 300 grams potatoes. Potatoes. American English, potatoes. Potatoes. Floppy. Potatoes. Potatoes. 1 large onion. I know a lot of people pronounce this wrongly. Onion. 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 Onion, not onion. 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 1 large onion. 1 carrot. Carrot. 1 carrot. Carrot. 2 to 3 chopped tomatoes. 2 to 3. So it means 2 or 3. Up to 3. Minimum 2, maximum 3. 2 to 3. Chopped tomatoes. What is chopped? Chop is a verb in English, and it means cut something, for example, onions, carrots, etc., into pieces with a knife. So after you chop it, it's called chopped. Chopped. So chopped tomatoes. Now, tomato or American English, tomato. The second T is pronounced as flap T. Tomato, tomatoes. In British English, we say tomato, tomato, tomato. I know it's very different. In American English, tomato, tomato, chopped tomatoes. Now, do you know what this one is called in English? This one is diced, diced tomatoes, diced, diced tomatoes. So dice can be used as a verb, and it could mean to cut food into small square pieces. To cut food into small square pieces. That's dicing. Diced tomatoes or chopped tomatoes. Next is 300 milliliters. Milliliters, beef stock. So first of all, ml here is short for milliliter. Milliliter. 300 milliliters beef stock. What is stock? Stock is water with added flavor of meat, fish, or vegetables. So water with added flavor of meat. That is stock. That's stock. So 300 milliliters beef stock. Water with added flavor of beef. Next is 1 large spoonful of flour. Flour is a soft white or brown powder used in making bread, cakes, and so on. Flour, flour, flour. And I think you remember a spoonful, right? A spoonful of flour. Butter, salt, and pepper. These were the ingredients. Now, method. Method, which means way. How do you cook it? First, boil the potatoes in a pan until just cooked. Okay, boil is a verb which you can see in the picture. And a pan is this. So we can say a pan or a saucepan. A saucepan or pan, same. You can see that a saucepan is a deep container with a handle, saucepan. Then what is this called? This one is also a pan, but it's a frying pan. A frying pan. A frying pan. It's used for cooking something in oil. Now, what does it mean? Until just cooked. What does that mean? Until just cooked means you should cook it until it becomes tender, which means easy to cut or eat. You should not overcook this. You should not cook it for too long. No, you should make sure it's just tender, easy to cut or eat. Next sentence, mash them with butter. Mash. It means press or crush and mix food to make it soft. That is mash. So mash the potatoes with butter. Next, chop the onion and carrot. Then fry the meat quickly along with the vegetables, add the flour and cook for a minute. So I told you, fry means to cook something in oil. That is fry. And we talked about a frying pan, right? It says fry the meat quickly along with. It means together with or along with. Or we can say in addition to something. In addition to something, along with, or together with. Fry the meat quickly along with, in addition to the vegetables, add the flour and cook for a minute. Then add the stock, tomatoes, salt, and pepper, and let it all cook slowly for 20 minutes. Let it cook. Just leave it. Let it cook for 20 minutes. Finally, Put it in a large dish and cover with the mashed potato and some butter. Bake in a hot oven for 20 minutes. This is baking, which is cook something in the oven without oil or fat. With oil or fat, it's roasting. All right, everybody, that was it. That was unit 25 and the words about cooking. Now, let's see if you can remember some of the words. What is the opposite of sharp? Do you remember? What is the opposite of sharp? Sharp knife and... Yes, blunt knife. Blunt knife. Now, how do you say this word? Chef. How do you say this word? Recipe. And finally, how do you say this one? Yes, onion. Onion. Which of the new words means a large amount? Which one of them? Yes, plenty of, right? Plenty of. And finally, which word means to cut something into thin, flat pieces? Yes, slice. The slice, right? All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button now, and I see you very soon.